So, on this week's episode, me and Jamie discuss the next stages of our pet collar business. Jamie dives a bit more into his product research, and I am discussing a wee bit about the website and what our next steps are there. Now, Jamie, we are busy discussing our basically new product that we're trying to launch. I say new, but we're just kind of figuring out the product source, who we're buying from, getting quotes in, and understanding where we're going next. Jamie, we need to understand like the quote and also there's two sides of it. It's like we were getting product in right as a sample, but we also want to get quotes for buying the product as well, but also like lead times as well for doing that.
But yeah. So basically, this past sort of week, obviously, Gregor's chat there is basically over the last week. I've spent a bit of time obviously trying to get quotes and stuff. There's an aspect of I probably would not ask the right questions or getting the right information or ask too many questions at once. Questions,
I think you just need to understand what you're actually trying to achieve.
yeah. And what we've managed to do is at least get a quote though. So we've got a quote
Yeah,
for,
yeah, yeah.
for 450 pieces of our product, and it is works out as about £3.60 per piece to get it shipped over to my address, which is not too bad considering where we're looking to market it and what the example products of other people are selling them at. It's quite good. But the key thing for us is we also need to get the samples across to know if this is the right person,
Yeah, it's hard.
because
Like,
we can't judge that.
yeah, 100%. And also, there's lead times for they make the product, we get the sample across. That takes obviously like a couple of weeks or whatnot. I don't know exactly how long it takes, but then you get a sample across, you test the sample, you take photos of the sample, you see if it's right. Okay, it's right. Then do you make the order? Then the order takes longer to make, and then so it's kind of like obviously Christmas time is that I think obviously for getting things across, but it's kind of like figuring out what is our goal, like what do we want to achieve here? Like, do we want to test the market really quickly, or do we want to do a bit of both? Because we could easily just get samples across,
Yeah.
buy some examples online, and then try to market them with a few sort of test ads.
So I think the key thing probably for the next sort of steps would be obviously getting a sample. The sooner we can get a sample, the better. So finding who's the quickest lead time to get a sample across to here, so we can actually test the market to figure out, is this going to work for us. But the
Okay.
other idea we obviously had throughout the week when we were discussing, Gregor, was the fact that do we order from do we just buy one, like someone who's selling one now, probably doing the same
Mm.
thing as what we're doing? Do we buy one from them and try to use that one product to market it and have the websites up and running, and then sell one, and then just be
Yeah.
like, we could ship that one off to them to get a basically a demo run of how it would work for us. My only thing with that is it's kind of like counterintuitive to buy something from someone else to then do that. Whereas what you could do is you could actually basically we could set it up, or we could do a test run. So we could basically over the next, like basically before the end of this month, have all these sites set up. So like our website, have Etsy, have like an eBay website, all these sort of things set up to sort of sell on. But from that platform, we can then go, if someone buys one, say we get a first sale, we could just obviously message that person, refund them, and just say, apologies, we've had an issue with a supplier, and we won't have any for another month.
Yeah. No.
And that
Yeah.
saves us the hassle of actually dealing with shipping something and buying one, and that, because there's no need for that. There's just like all we need to do is just refund that person.
Yeah. No, I see your point. It's hard because like you could easily do that in a week, right? Just kind of set it up and just kind of get it going. But then at the same time, you're trying to build a business around it, and if you don't know what your actual product looks like or feels like, then how do you even move on from there?
Yeah, I do think we can set some more stuff up. I would what about the website, Greg, for yourself? Like obviously I know you're going down like the website side of things to help get that sort of set up. What, like, because I think there's templates out there that we can just get set going and use photos that's on these companies' websites, on Alibaba, on these websites, they just basically go ahead and create something.
Yeah. Um, you can do that. There's obviously, if you wanted to go down that route where we just literally do the website and do some ads to test the market, and then you get somebody to pay through, and then you've got the whole hassle of like refunding and stuff. You can do it, but then like, I don't know, is that really appealing?
Okay, the refund wouldn't the way you said that is like that will take us all of 2 seconds. It will be a button we click to refund someone.
Yeah, I suppose it would be, but at the same time, it's like, what happens if you get loads of orders through,
Well,
and then you just
you can
you
pause it.
just ruined your reputation?
No, you don't. Well, first of all, the chance of that happening is going to be really rare. Okay, the chance of us going nuts and having tons of orders is going to be quite rare. Okay, and if we do start getting, say we got like 10 orders through. Okay, and we went on it one day. We were like, oh god, we've actually had 10 orders. We can't fulfill them. What you do is you go refund, 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 and you pause the website, and we go, okay, people want this. Let's get a ball moving, and then from there we're going, okay, we've got the samples by that point. Hopefully, we've ordered a sample and it's on its way, and we've got a sample. Okay, cool. I'm quite happy with this, Greg, and you've tried it. We've both gone, and then just order it.
Yeah.
That's obviously for this coming week. I need to get the lead times for us. The key thing for this coming week, I need to get us how much is going to cost us to get a couple of samples sent across so we can get a feel for the product, to know that we're happy with the quality and the price that we can charge. How much it's going to cost us for a sample or for a bulk order. Because the other thing, some of the websites give us like a option to put the logo on it, which I don't know, me and you're obviously in discussion of, do we do that or do we not? Because setting up a logo, it means you have to have a brand, you have to have a name that's out there that people actually want. Or if you just have it plain, which most people do, dog collars don't have them. We've never, for Toby, had one that's got a specific logo on it. It's just a design and the feel
Yeah.
people go for. So I think sticking with just that, would it reduce the cost? So there's quite a few different questions that needs to be asked in terms of the product side of things that we do. But the next steps as well for your end, I think, would be even just having a template website to show me, so we can actually have, okay, start paying for Wix, because that's the other thing. We want to pay for the professional level, so then we can create a website that's going to be a little bit higher end. And then when that
Yeah.
we can obviously then start going down the route of, okay, let's start a Excel sheet to discuss the costs and everything we're spending. So then we can create a portfolio of being, okay, this month we've spent a total of 80 quid on the website, ordering a couple of samples, and then going from there.
That makes sense. I say we do that for next week. Are the people quite fast at getting back to you with regards to
Yeah,
quotes and stuff?
I'd say 24 hours it takes for them to get back.
Okay.
So what I'll do this week is I'll make sure. So my priority for this coming week is to make sure we have a range of prices for samples. Okay, and what I'll do is we'll choose ones that we think that have either got good reviews on their manufacturing, or they've been in the business for long, or they've got evidence to back up, like that. Okay, these guys have been doing other suppliers and who they supply and stuff like that. So I'll try and find that out, and I'll try and get a couple of prices for us, so then we can hopefully by next week, me and you have either ordered a sample to come across, or done something on that side of things, so we can get the ball rolling and getting a product in, so then we can actually have an idea what we want to do. For you, I think the key thing is if we can get a Wix website and get our domain, our name, and then obviously discuss social media platforms to get set up. And if we can all have that done by next week, so next week we're in the right position to move on to further stages, would be ideal, because I feel like we're both in a limbo stage where I realistically this week I was hoping to have an answer with you, but what I've done is I've asked too many questions to Alibaba people, where I just listed, like, I was doing like 6 questions in one message instead of going, "Hi, I'm looking for this product. Can you send me a sample?" I went in too deep and tried to get everything that we needed at once. So um, that's where I think we're at.
Try to See if on our Notion page, even if you create like a table being like who you've messaged, who you've like what the product is, add a link to their shopping page,
Yeah.
what product it is, average pricing, so you can just add that information in.
Your seats. You need some oil, Gregor, for your seat.
Is it that bad?
It's quite loud. Sorry, audience, if
Right,
you listen
well,
to this.
um, make sure you do it in the product page because that'd be great.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's quite bad, isn't it? Just add that in Notion because that'd be great to reference. Like,
yeah. What I'll do is once I've got an answer from the suppliers with samples, I'll put the supplier name. I'll put how much they're willing to it would cost us to get a sample one sent across, and I'll try and have a list of realistically, if I can get three of them, if I can have three different options that I think these are the best ones, and I'll put a link to their manufacturing place where like their account on Alibaba, and then that means that you can click on it and go to see them as well and see what other stuff they do because you find a lot of these suppliers not only supply one thing, they do a whole load. So I will do that this week. I will send a couple of messages to Alibaba and try and get that sort of sorted. So we've got some samples hopefully in the way in the coming week.
yeah, okay, that sounds amazing.
And if I do think if it's going to cost us a little bit more to get it here quicker, um, it's a cost that we just have to take on. Do you know what I mean? I think if we can get if they say okay, well we can say it was say £40 for a sample to get it across here,
Hmm.
and it took a week to get here, I would quite happy pay the £40 just to get it here so we can discuss and get the ball rolling in the right direction.
Yeah, of course. And you've got obviously you've got dogs coming to see you and stuff, and your doggy daycare thing.
Yeah.
Just use it there, and also it's obviously going to be a cost involved, but it doesn't. We don't want to be spending most of our money on stock that we're not too sure of quality wise. So I think that
No,
makes sense.
but we have plenty of money to. We've obviously got a solid amount of money to go forward with, and we have to understand there is a cost to this, and be willing to just spend £100 on figuring out the product is I think is reasonable. I think spending £100 on making sure we've got a product that's right is probably fair enough. Just to do the fact where it's coming from because you've got the shipping cost for them. Another thing you find is an example of I ordered a jumper from America, and when it came into the UK, you had to pay the duty on it. And I remember going to the post office to get the jumper, and me and mum going here to pick up a jumper, and they went, "Yeah, you've got £22 or something to still pay on it." And me, I was like, "What?" I've paid for everything. And you're like, no, you've still got that. So I don't know if that implication happens as well in terms of getting it to us. You know, they've got a cost to cover to get it to us. So um, that's something to obviously consider.
Yeah, find that out, and as I say, just keep Notion up to date, and I'll crack on with the website stuff and get names sorted and stuff.
Yeah.
You had a few examples of names, which let's have a look what they were. You got Labrador Leather,
Yeah.
and then Track My Dog.
Track my dog. I quite like that. The Labrador leather was the aspect of it's a leather collar. That's the idea to try and the
Hmm.
premiumness of it because we're going to try and get leather ones, not going to, make sure that the quality is there. But the other one was track my dog because people, if you've got a dog that goes missing, and also keeps that Scottish theme, where technically still a Scottish business, it will be registered in Scotland. So it'd be quite good to add that theme. But do we really want to make that restrictiveness? So when someone searches for it, does people think? I don't know. We can figure that out this coming week. I think we need to have a chat throughout this week, Greg. I think we need to have more communication between us both to get the next step going a bit more. So obviously, I'll help you out with the website, and then you vice versa helping me with the Alibaba stuff, keep on top of each other.
Yeah, that sounds good. Yeah, let's crack on. Let's do that, and then get the ball rolling. And let's try and get the advertising going.
So when can you spend time with me this week? What day can we do something together?
Well, maybe Sunday if you're free.
Sunday, I will be free. Sunday
Yeah.
evening or Sunday morning.
Sunday morning.
Okay, cool. Well, let's set an hour with each other, have a chat. Let's get the name sorted. I'll speak to Alibaba over the weekend as well, and then we'll go from there. And we'll hopefully have a good update for you guys to come back next week. And let's get going, Gregor.
Let's do that. Let's arrange that.